In her 7 decades as a ruler, Queen Elizabeth had not only served her country as a state head, but as a fashion icon too, all the while captivating and inspiring us with her royal style, which evolved with grace. Today we're taking a trip down memory lane and showing you the most lavish outfits that Queen Elizabeth ever wore. Let's dive right into it. First up, we look at Queen Elizabeth II's wedding dress. It was truly a fit made for a future queen. The princess always had a knack for delivering messages through her outfits, and she had done quite the same on her wedding day too, featuring a 15-foot silk and tulle train with a majestic star pattern inspired by Botticelli's Primavera Renaissance painting, was a nod to the rebirth of England following World War II. About 350 women worked on the dress over a span of 7 weeks. Her modest values were definitely delivered to the country she would go on to rule. Keep in mind the traditional rhyme, something old, something new, something borrowed. Princess Elizabeth had borrowed the Queen Mary fringe tiara, which once belonged to her grandmother, and the dress was paid for by the princess with rationing coupons. Yes, even the royals were not exempt when it came to rationing in wartime.
It's really fun with the purple there as well.
Next up, we have Queen Elizabeth's 1953 coronation gown. The princess was to be crowned the Queen of England. The occasion called for a dress so incredible that would be a sight to behold, so the princess once again enlisted the help of Norman Hartnell, who had previously designed her wedding dress. The masterpiece had taken the better part of a year to complete and was chosen out of 9 designs. Yes, 9. The princess requested some additions, that the symbols of the 7 independent states that she was to become a monarch of and the UK home nations to be incorporated into the dress. The outfit, which was made of silk and embroidered with thousands of seed pearls, sequins, and crystals, apparently required the skill of at least 6 embroiderers. So happy with the dress, the Queen later went on to wear it on 6 different occasions.
In the year of grace 1953,
the coronation of Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
It's a question of...
Now we take a look at her wattle gown, which helped strengthen her ties to Australia. It was the Queen's first tour to Australia, so all the while focusing on diplomatic talks, the Queen made multiple fashion statements throughout the tour. The wattle dress was a good tulle gown adorned with golden wattles. It's Australia's national flower, and as such, the outfit was deemed to be clearly and unequivocally patriotic.
The coronation dress, the gorgeous dresses at balls, and the absolute winner, the dress made especially for Australia.
Coming up, we have Queen Elizabeth in a formal blue ball gown when hosting the Kennedys in 1961. Queen Elizabeth pulled out all the stops on this occasion. She wore a beautiful royal blue A-line tulle ball gown from Hartnell, accessorizing it with white gloves. Queen Elizabeth donned diamond and sapphire jewelry with the magnificent gown. To say she looked absolutely stunning would be an understatement. Moving on to Queen Elizabeth showing up in a sparkling gown and a Russian tiara in the Netherlands in 1958. It was yet another design by Sir Norman Hartnell that Queen Elizabeth had decided to wear to the state dinner. The evening gown featured a fitted structured bodice with a thick strap over one shoulder and was detailed with embroidery and a full skirt. The Queen accessorized the gown with diamonds and pearls, even wearing her favorite tiara, which belonged to her grandmother Queen Mary, who had bought it from the Grand Duchess Vladimir of Russia. Following that, we have Queen Elizabeth at her silver jubilee. When the day came to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's 25 years on the throne, she decided to top off her dress with true queenly glamour. The monarch wore a white crepe gown trimmed with silver and crystal, the blue sash of the Order of the Garter. She shone in ruby and diamond earrings, a necklace, and a tiara. It was quite an unusual sight for the spectators, as the country at that time was going through one of the worst economic turmoil. Yikes! Up next, Queen Elizabeth and Hollywood drama. In 1983, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip took their first tour of California. Keeping in mind the Hollywood glamour at the time, the Queen uncharacteristically wore a lavish pearl and diamond tiara and a cream-colored gown with voluminous ruffled sleeves. The Queen undoubtedly managed to make a fashion statement that night. Queen Elizabeth made a bold fashion choice. Perhaps the most unusual fashion choice of Queen Elizabeth was exhibited when she showed up at the Royal Variety performance in a multicolored outfit. Gone was the monochromatic look. The gown featured a top covered in a diamond-shaped pattern of multicolored sequins in pink, blue, yellow, orange, purple, and green. She added a little gold handbag and matching heels as accessories. A striking pave-set diamond cuff necklace and diamond fringe earrings were worn as jewelry. Next up, the Queen in white at the state opening of Parliament in 2006. The most lavish looks by the Queen were worn at the state opening of Parliament each year. While most members showed up wearing red robes,
Legislation will reform financial services regulation.
Queen Elizabeth managed to steal the show once again while hosting the Obamas in May of 2011. Queen Elizabeth played host to the Obamas several times over the course of Obama's 2 terms in office. What made this visit stand out was her lavish look. Queen Elizabeth wore a white, embellished gown from designer Tom Ford, with a selection of her most glamorous royal jewelry. The jewelry included the Grand Duchess Vladimir tiara, pearl drop earrings once belonging to Queen Victoria, the Golden Jubilee necklace, a dressy pearl watch, a multi-strand pearl bracelet, and the Order of the Garter Star. She also carried a small silver purse. It seems like it was her accessories that captivated the crowd. Diamonds are truly a girl's best friend. To mark the occasion of 60 years on the throne, Queen Elizabeth wore a white silk dress made by her royal seamstress, Angela Kelly, that was embellished with lace, silver sequins, and a scalloped edge. The Queen's royal blue garter ribbon sash was embellished with brooches that featured the bright garter star and the portraits of her father and grandfather, King George V and VI, respectively. The state diadem, one of Her Majesty's most dazzling crowns, was among the jewelry that she had brought out from the royal collection. She sported the coronation necklace, also known as Queen Victoria's Colette necklace, which has been worn at coronation since 1902. The Lahore diamond, one of the most famous diamonds of the world, is the drop pendant on the necklace. The Queen surely emphasized the diamond for her Diamond Jubilee. The Queen dressed to be seen and to impress. She was dressed in a lovely white outfit by Angela Kelly, complete with a headpiece studded with many Swarovski crystals. The coat's length and neckline were highlighted by a silk organza ruffle, and crystals were added to reflect the glittering water. The hat's crown was made of the same material as the coat, and it had a sculptured brim with an upward curve that was intended to resemble waves. Additionally, hand-dyed feathers, extra crystals, and scraps of ivory organza were incorporated into the headpiece. She had managed to pull that delicate beauty look to perfection. Onto the Queen in the world of fashion. For her first fashion show, Queen Elizabeth sported her pearl trefoil brooch with a pale blue tweed skirt suit. The Queen was photographed sitting close to Vogue's Anna Wintour in black gloves, which Insider hailed as an iconic moment. Also, the time Queen Elizabeth looked straight out of a fairy tale. Queen Elizabeth II attended the service of the Order of the Bath every 8 years. In addition to a straightforward long-sleeved white dress, her customary silver-heeled shoes, and white glove, Her Majesty wore striking royal regalia, including ceremonial gold tassels, a diamond tiara from the Crown Amethyst suite of jewels, and a ruby red velvet cape embellished with 2 customary white shoulder bows. A little boy in a uniform literally carried the flowing cape to prevent it from reaching the ground. Fairy tale dreams really come true for some, but perhaps the most lavish look of all was when she wore her evil-banishing Burmese ruby tiara on a visit to France. She was dressed out in a long-sleeved white gown, adorned with diamond-studded brooches and small pearl and gem embellishments in flowery patterns. However, it was the Queen's jewelry, which included her priceless Burmese ruby tiara and matching necklace and earrings, that really caught everyone's attention. The tiara was created in 1973 for the Queen using 96 precious rubies that she'd received as a bridal present from the people of Myanmar almost 30 years earlier. It was said to have a hidden meaning, because the stones are apparently thought to ward off evil and disease in the Burmese tradition. The timing seemed almost impeccable, as at that time Prince Charles and Princess Diana's well-watched split was the talk of the town. Queen Elizabeth's fashion has truly spoken for her through the years. Well, that's all for today, folks. Which outfit impressed you the most? Which were the most iconic looks? Let us know in the comments below. As always, remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We'll see you next time.
You see, it's much smaller, isn't it? I mean, it was the same height. You know, it would have been up to about there.